Yo guys, Gluten-Free EDC here. I'm Brian, your gluten-sensitive representative. Today I've got a knife by way of Troy over at Northwood Leatherworks Co. Thank you, Troy, for sending this along. Troy is an awesome dude, fantastic. I love that he's a part of the knife community. He makes really great minimal leather sheaths, really unique stitching pattern to them. Check him out. I know at the time I'm recording this, mid-August, his books are open, so he does open them here and there. I have a build or a sheath being made specifically for one of my custom knives, so he can tailor it to whatever you want. But back to this knife. This is the Denney Custom Knives Apprentice. Denney stands for Tyler Denney. That you can see, visit his website, Denney, that's TDENNEY, customknives.com. He also is on Instagram. Highly recommend checking him out. He's got some cool knives up there. The Apprentice comes standard with this Kydex sheath. What's nice about the Kydex sheath is he does it very well. It's a minimal design. He's doing fantastic retention. Great sheath overall. Comes on and off nice and easily. He's also working with Tailored by Cortez, who makes a leather sheath for the Apprentice. The leather sheaths that I saw promoted on Tyler's Instagram page come with a pocket clip. He also can do ulti clips on his sheaths. I'm not sure if he's doing them for the Apprentice, but that's always real cool. We love seeing those in the EDC community, of course. Onto the knife. Really cool model. This is the Apprentice again. So the Apprentice, according to Tyler's Instagram page, he has it noted that it comes in at an overall length of 5.49 inches, which my measurements agree to. The blade comes in at about 2.12 inches blade length, and that's the full cutting length. Again, that's about what I'm getting as well off of my measurements. You can get the Apprentice in a bunch of different variants. So you could change up the blade steel, you can change up the blade shape, and you can change up the scale material. This one comes in a beautiful acid wash, stone washed Magnacut blade. Really like seeing that Magnacut being used. The acid wash actually follows through all the way, so we can see it's following all the way through the tang. Pretty neat. So neat to see. So what's great about these knives is the grind. Tyler is just doing a really bang up job on the grind of these knives. It's super thin. I believe it's a flat grind, and he just gets it pretty thin, and then a fantastically thin secondary bevel. Just makes this thing a slicer. I used it very minimally since this isn't my knife and it's being linked to the channel. I was told I could carry and use it, but I didn't want to go crazy. It does seem like it can just tear through anything. It went through paper, man, like butter. So this knife, it's a small knife, right? So you're not going to be hard using this knife. But honestly, it being a fixed blade, there's not much I would be scared to use this with, really. But because it's so small, the ergos aren't crazy. It's more of a 3-finger grip. What's nice though is you've got it wider towards the back, so it would fill up more of your palm if you wanted to carry it like that. But what I often was doing was I'd put my pinky there and wrap around, and it makes for a decent grip. I'm a little further away, but because my thumb's reaching so far because it's so small, it actually works pretty well. Oftentimes, a small knife like this, I'm actually doing more of a pinch grip. And what's nice is the scale material slopes down, so it's contoured down and meets the blade. That's really nice. So it makes for a really great pinch grip. I think he executed that really well. The plunge grind is angled in a way that I think sharpening, you might lose some edge eventually if you were to go that far up, but that's pretty far up, so I don't think that's going to be an issue for too long. I would like to see, I think, the plunge grind maybe a little further back, but that's just me. No sharpening choil, though no sharpening choil is necessary, given that the edge just terminates all the way down here, beyond the plunge grind. So, I dig that. The scales are in a canvas micarta, you can see here. Again, he'll do all sorts of materials. I think that's really cool that you can get them in different materials. He uses a pin construction. I believe these are in micarta as well. Really nice. Everything's super flush. Everything's contoured. Just overall, really well executed knife. Now, it's so small. Like I said, you could use a soft loop to put this on your belt. I didn't carry it that way. I didn't have any soft loops that I haven't cut for my other knives. So for me, I just was throwing this in pocket. It's so light. It just disappears. I put this towards the back, the spine towards the back of my pocket, and just lined it in there. And it's stayed put for the most part next to my wallet, and nice and easy, could take it out. Bada bing, got a little sharp knife. Boom, can cut through whatever I need to. It was real good for some simple meal prep, opening packages on whatnot. Don't worry, Troy, I made sure to clean it off after. And it's a great box opener for packages. You got that little pinch grip that you go for. Bam. It's wildly sharp. So I think that's probably the best part about the knife, is how amazing he gets the grind. I think that's always a key thing for the fixed blades. Get that grind down, and he's doing it well. Overall, I think great little knife. I did carry it a good bit. Like I said, it being so light is nice in the pocket. I think a leather sheath with a pocket clip to keep it in place would be cool too. My preferred carry is always more appendix on the belt. I think this would disappear. Let's get some size comparisons. I have my brother-in-law. I had gifted him this Civivi Elementum a while back. He uses this thing like crazy. I told him use and abuse. He left it outside, I believe for a week or two he had lost it. So it rained on it. I had to clean some rust off of it because it's D2 steel. But you can see, fairly large knife in comparison. I have to have another custom, of course. This is my David Lespect folder. This is a 3-inch blade. So you can see it is quite small in comparison. And I wanted to just share a few size comparisons. The Elementum, I think everyone is a little more familiar with. Really great knife though, guys. Check Tyler out on Instagram or his website. Highly recommend him. Troy, again, thank you so much for lending this my way. I think this is fantastic. Oh, one thing I wanted to mention. There are apprentices available on his website. I think at the time of this recording, there were 3 in G10 scales. The blade shape of all of them was the harpoon shape. I forgot to mention. So this is your standard, more of a drop point blade shape, I would call that. He also does this harpoon, which is really, really cool. I think I would go with the drop point over the harpoon personally. I think if that adds like a sense of ergos to it with the harpoon, maybe that would be really cool to put your thumb along. have more of like that thumb ramp there, but it's just such a clean look on what I think is a very minimal knife, which is nice, that the drop point just works for it. But yeah, check his website out if you are interested. There may still be some available by the time I drop this video. Really, really cool knife, guys. And that's it. I will catch you guys later. Take care.